when this man comes sliding in here for one final time. Chris Collinsworth.
Look, I've been saying that Al Michaels is a homophobe for years, and now we have proof.
Gay, no.
He sounded like someone he trusted just asked him if he was gay.
Gay, no.
Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. It's totally cool if you are gay. Al Michaels Perna. Today, we will relive the best and worst moments, plays, highlights, commercials, and whatever I can unearth from Super Bowl 56. I'll also dive into the controversial penalties at the end of the game, which also have Bengals fans furious and claiming the Super Bowl was rigged. My question, how do you rig a no-look pass? Give Stafford a gold jacket now. Whew. That's good sports. Please, if you think the Super Bowl was rigged, or if you don't think it was rigged, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is brought to you by Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon has become a staple in my diet, and not just because it's 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 net grams of carbs in each serving make it a much healthier alternative to sugary cereal. I've actually been dealing with stomach issues for about 5 to 6 years now, and it turns out my body hates gluten and soy. Guess what doesn't contain either of those devil ingredients? Magic Spoon. When I had to alter my entire diet, I was thrilled that I could continue to use Magic Spoon as my post-workout meal. Sometimes I get so excited to eat my peanut butter Magic Spoon for my post-workout meal, I simply don't wait. You shouldn't wait either. Just click the link below to get Magic Spoon today. Build your own variety boxes with flavors like cocoa, fruity, cookies and cream, and maple waffle, and just use my code THATSGOOD for $5 off. MagicSpoon.com/that'sgood to save $5, and if you don't dig the cereal, Magic Spoon will refund your money. But with all the flavors they have, I know you'll find one you love. Look, we have come a long way since Super Bowl I in terms of the spectacle of the thing. I mean, just look at how uneventful this pregame coin toss was at Super Bowl I. Compared to now, where we have Pat McAfee betting $40,000 on the opening coin toss, and America the Beautiful being sung with the aid of a harp. That harp was classy as hell, by the way. Here we go. Best. The Bengals' Trey Hendrickson gets a sack on the 4th play of the game. Hendrickson was hurt going into this game, but you couldn't tell based on this play. Hendrickson was great, but that would be his only sack on the day. Best, Odell Beckham Jr. was the first player to reach the end zone in Super Bowl 56, reeling in a 17-yard touchdown over Mike Hilton. And he pulled off the Michael Jackson moonwalk in cleats to celebrate. Bonus points to Odell for not mentioning Hitler when he referenced the King of Pop. I still don't understand your tweet, Jonathan Allen. Now, with a minute and a half left in the first quarter, Joey Burrow goes deep and hits Jamar Chase, who makes a huge catch over Jalen Ramsey. It's a one-handed diving catch that looks so much more impressive on replay. Worst, Ramsey had a rough day, and had Cincy won, he would have been a big reason why. That connection to Chase nearly set up a touchdown, but Jalen Ramsey held T. Higgins on the touchdown pass attempt before Evan McPherson blasted the gooch, making it a 7-3 game. Don't worry though, Hi T. Higgins would get his revenge. But if the Super Bowl were rigged, then not calling this pass interference is good evidence for Bengals fans. Best, Cooper Kupp gets wide open for a Rams touchdown. He crisscrossed Eli Applesauce, and that would not be the last time Apple would be beat. Worst, Johnny Hecker, who sort of shanked his first punt, drops the hold on the PAT, meaning it's only a 13-3 lead. All the Matt Gay jokes this week, and Hecker is the one to screw up, fumbling the hold. But the Rams fumbling the hold there, not boding well for the Bengals' rigged theory.
Gay, no.
Cooper Kupp became the only player to catch a touchdown in 4 straight postseason games, joining the one and only Larry Fitzgerald, whom I'm still not sure is even retired at this point. Speaking of retired, Eric Weddle, unretired for the Rams postseason run, was named a play caller for the Rams defense and won a Super Bowl, and all it cost him was his pec, which he ruptured and played through this entire game. Everything was favoring the Rams until the Bengals very methodically worked the ball inside the 10-yard line. You thought Joe Burrow was gonna throw the first Bengals touchdown. Wrong! It was Joe Mixon throwing a dime to High T Higgins for the score. And we all thought that alone might be enough to resurrect Harambe. But it wasn't. Joe Burrow finished with 257 more passing yards than Mixon once the game concluded. Worst, Odell drops a pass, but that's because he tore his ACL. What's your excuse, Skoranek? Huh? 2 quarters, 2 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown for OBJ. He didn't have much time in this game, but he made it count, and honestly, may have been in contention for MVP had he finished the game. The Rams' second best, and arguably only other legit receiving target, missed more than half this game. Clearly a Super Bowl rigged for the Rams to win, right guys? Best, Jesse Bates got a pretty key pick late in the second. This was essentially an arm punt by Stafford, but credit one of the most underrated safeties in the game for coming up big in a huge spot. Also, Van Jefferson's effort there to both catch and then defend the ball. Pathetic. I'm kind of surprised Bates didn't come into the hospital while you watched him just take your baby away after the game, Van. Congrats, though. Congrats on having a baby.
Worst? Taylor Rapp proposing the day before Valentine's Day, thinking that this engagement ring will get him out of having to get a gift for his fiancé? You fucked up, bro. You fucked up.
Rigged or stupidity? After that pick, the Bengals were flagged for an illegal celebration because this guy ran off the bench in gym clothes to celebrate in the end zone. That cost Cincy 15 yards in field position, possibly a field goal. That took us to halftime. I have nothing to complain about with the halftime show, except I was a little mad that when 50 Cent was upside down, he did not puke up Mom's spaghetti.
Best? Snoop Dogg hitting that blunt right before performing for the halftime show? With so much drama into LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O-Dub.
And Bryson Hopkins, 4th round pick out of Purdue, 2 years ago had 1 catch for 9 yards in his career. Before this game, Hopkins had 4 catches for 47 yards in the Super Bowl. Hopkins wins my Benchwarmer Brew Player of the Game. Check out my coffee, benchwarmerbrew.com. Third quarter, best. On the very first play of the second half, Joe Burrow evades the rush and heaves a bomb to, say it with me, High T Higgins for the touchdown. First lead of the game for Cincy. The best evidence this game was not rigged for the Rams. This T. Higgins face mask on Jalen Ramsey that resulted in a Bengals touchdown that was not flagged. After the game, the ref said this is not a face mask because Higgins didn't grab and twist or turn the defender's head. Well, let's just say NFL officials and I have very different definitions of the word grab, twist, and turn. Look, Higgins used Jalen Ramsey's body to get in position to catch the ball. This is either pass interference on the offense or a fucking face mask. Bengals got a freebie here, all right? Worst. Next play, Ben Skoranek drops a ball that gets picked by Tsiu Bup Chidobe Ozie. More like Ben Skorong neck. Another gift for the Bengals, but Cincy only walked away with 3 points after Aaron Donald blew up the Bengals line on a 3rd and 3. Worst, Cooper Kupp throwing a pass. This pass was so bad, he's lucky it didn't cost him Super Bowl MVP. And somewhere I can envision Tom Brady doing the DiCaprio pointing at the TV meme. Bold move for Sean McVay to use the trick play that didn't work for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The LA Rams don't play a lot of rookies, but Ernest Jones is one of them, and he got in the backfield for a big sack, 1 of the 7 sacks for the Rams. Burrow joins Roger Staubach to sustain the most sacks in the big game. If only we could have seen this coming. Worst, Every time the Rams ran the ball ever in this game, their run game was atrocious. Cam Akers finished with 13 carries for 21 yards, but he did not fumble. And the Bengals did have to at least respect the idea of the run, the same way I have to respect the idea that the USFL will last a full season. Worst, Von Miller sacked Joe Burrow so hard he nearly broke his knee again. Now we know what Kevin McAllister would have looked like had Harry and Marv actually got to bite off all his fingers. Both the Von sacks were key, but the second really changed things for the Bengals. LA got to Burrow on 2 of 3 plays on one series, and Cincy had to bring in extra linemen just to function best. Von Miller's now tied for most Super Bowl sacks, tying Charles Haley for most all-time at 4.5. Tyler Boyd picked the worst time to have his first drop of the season, letting the ball go in and out of his hands on 3rd down, which set up the last drive of the season for Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Best, the Rams' final scoring drive. It essentially establishes Matthew Stafford as an all-time great, and assuming he plays a long, healthy career, will help Cooper Kupp get into the Hall of Fame one day. It had everything you wanted. Kupp converting a 4th and 1 play on a jet sweep, a ballsy call, and even more impressive cut by Kupp to move the chains. In a game, again, where the Rams were held to just 43 rushing yards, the Bengals' defensive line destroyed backs like osteoporosis. Worst, almost no penalties all game. And then 3 in a row were called to help the Rams get into the end zone. This is where Bengals fans get pissed off. The great people of Cincinnati believe the game was rigged, and I agree. This perfectly defended pass by linebacker Logan Wilson, who may have won MVP had the Bengals been victorious, was not pass interference, or defensive holding, whatever the hell it was. But, Bengals fans, the play before, you got lucky Jermaine Pratt was not flagged for pass interference or holding. So when we boil it all down, Cincinnati, you received one more unfavorable call than the Rams. But we're also given more opportunities to win by way of Rams mistakes. So it's on the Bengals for not capitalizing. Worst, Cooper Kupp nearly dies for nothing, taking a vicious headshot in the back of the end zone, holding onto the ball for what we thought was going to be a TD. That catch would have been iconic, but it was negated by offsetting penalties. He shakes it off, and 2 plays later, Stafford goes back to him with an incredible throw and catch to take the lead. The Rams defense took charge after that. Just look at Aaron Donald pulling Samaje Perine to stop him short of the line on 3rd down. Much more impressive than when I pull my Perine. I'm not sure why Perine didn't reach the ball out for a first down, or why Zach Taylor didn't call for a measurement, or why the hell Joe Mixon wasn't given the ball, but seeing this play probably informed the decision to throw out the shotgun on 4th and inches. That's a choke, Cincinnati, not a fixed game. Or the Rams just had a Super Bowl caliber defense. If I had to bet on one guy trying to throw the game, my money would have been on Jalen Ramsey. He gave up almost all the big plays and fell down on the final play of the game, which, if it weren't for Aaron Donald, Joe Burrow probably hits Jamar Chase, who was wide open here for the walk-off touchdown. Best, unlike Julian Edelman, Cooper Kupp earned his Super Bowl MVP with 2 touchdowns, 92 yards, and 8 receptions. Best, seeing Eli Apple get relentlessly trolled on Twitter by NFL players across the league as he paid for his sin of talking trash to them all year long. One of the least deserving trash talkers ever, and it bit him in the arse. Best, Matthew Stafford threw a no-look pass in the Super Bowl on the game-winning drive to Cooper Kupp. A no-look pass in the Super Bowl, one of the most baller moves ever by a quarterback. Dear God, we need to respect how beautiful this no-look throw is by Stafford. Oh my God. That's why you watch football. Boom, thanks for watching the entire NFL season of Best and Worst. I did this every week after every game, and you guys kept watching, and that's why I kept making them. So thank you. Thank you. And if you want to watch another video, it's up on the screen right now.